Hello, the subject is marketing management and the topic is basis for market segmentation. The companies are in trouble and the businesses have problems and the marketing department gets into confusion. On what basis to segment the market? How to target the customer? How to keep the marketing strategies and ideas consumer oriented? For this purpose, there comes this basis for market segmentation as a helping tool. In this process of marketing segmentation or market segmentation, variables comes into help. Different variables are used to segment the consumer markets. They can be broadly put into 5 categories: geographic segmentation, demographic segmentation, psychographic segmentation, socio-economic segmentation, and behavioral segmentation. Come, let us see one by one of all these variables. What do they mean as a base for market segmentation and how do they help for the marketing department and for the company to achieve its goal thus set. The first basis of marketing segmentation or market segmentation is geographic segmentation. In this, the area in which they live is taken as a base. The area in which the market operates is set as base. The marketer divides the market into different geographical units. Generally, international companies segment markets geographically. The theory behind this strategy is that people who live in the same area have some similar needs and wants, and that need and wants differ from those of people living in other areas. Say, for example, the company can divide the market into country-wise or continental-wise, and if the company is operating within a country, it will divide the market or segment the market into region-wise, say for example, state-wise or south region, west region, east region, and north, so and so on. So it is left to the company to decide and what base they have to segment the market on the basis of geographic segmentation. If this is the question mark on what base to use this geographic segmentation as the process for the company, it proceeds further and gives way on what it can be segmented. If the company is adopting geographic segmentation as a strategy, geographic segmentation can be done on this following ways. Primarily area-wise, this type of segmentation divides the market into different geographical units such as continents, country, state, region, district, area, etc. Some manufacturers split up their sales territories either state-wise or district-wise. Markets may also be divided into urban and rural markets. It is going to be based on the kind of product and produce that the company is dealing. And the component in geographic segmentation is also based on climate. We know that different parts of the world has different type of climate in different times and at similar times as well. So this can be treated as an important concept of segmentation, or it can be used as an inducer for segmentation. Different types of climate prevail in different places. On the basis of climate, areas can be classified as hot, cold, humid and rainy regions. Climate determines the demand for certain goods. The market is known for certain goods based on the climate, like sweaters, like umbrellas, like hot food being served, and cool drinks. So, climate does play a major role in the process of segmenting a geographical market. The next idea for geographical segmentation is population density. How much and what is the size of that population living in that particular market? The size and density of population affects the demand for consumer goods in those areas where is less and where are more people. This relates to the demand that is going to be coming from the market, and to match that the company has to produce. There will be good demand for consumer goods in case if that population density is more of in that particular geographical region, and relatively less if the density is going to be less. The demand will be less in the parts of the places where population density is very less. It can be seen that the population density is high in the towns and cities compared to those of rural areas, and it goes still more low in the areas of hill stations and remote stations. Thus, geographic segmentation can be done on these basis. Next up, we have demographic segmentation. In demographic segmentation, the market is segmented on the basis of demographic variables such as age, sex, family size, family life cycle. Demographic variables or characteristics are the most popular basis for segmenting the market. Demographic segmentation can be done on these criteria like age. Age is an important factor for segmenting the market. This is because demand and brand choice of people change with age. On the basis of age, a market can be divided into four: children, teenagers, adults, and grown-ups. For consumers of different age groups, different types of products are produced. Example: Johnson and Johnson cater to the needs of children below 6 years by presenting baby powders, baby soaps, oils, etc. And there are some products which are sold for adults as well. So it is purely based on how the market is segmented on the basis of age in demographic segmentation. The company can still go for demographic segmentation on the basis of sex as well, or gender as well. Here, the base of segmentation is gender, grouping customers into males and females. The wants, tastes and preferences, interests, choice, etc. of men are entirely different from that of women. For instance, if we take up the example of women, women are more fond of cosmetics and other fancy articles, though there is to some extent demand from men for fairness creams alone. Marketers use this gender difference for marketing garments, personal care products, bikes, cosmetics, and magazines. But all put together, it varies from men to women. They demand a different kind of products. A single company can cater to this different kind of gender-based segmentation, targeting each of them in a different way with a different kind of offering or service. The demographic market can still be based on family life cycle. It refers to the important stages in the life of an ordinary family, broadly divided into following stages: childhood, bachelorhood, honeymooners, young married couple, parenthood, couple with children, post-parenthood, older married couple with children living away from parents. It can be due to job or marriage of sons and daughters. And last, dissolution. One of the partner is dead and one is living. All this implies certain things. It gives information about wants, tastes, interests, buying habits, etc. vary over different life cycles of these individuals and families. This sounds better, and if these informations are available for the company can easily do the market segmentation on the basis of family life cycle in demographic segmentation to suit the needs and wants of each stages of life cycle of individuals as well as families in that particular society. The next type of or basis for market segmentation is socio-economic segmentation. This segmentation is based on the social class and economic status of the population in that market in which the business is operating. We know that there are different types of social class living all across the world. It is so different that you cannot compare each families, and they have their own restrictions and limitations, be it socially or economically. Yet, the market can be segmented on the basis of social and economic segmentation through these bases. First comes religion. There are a number of religions present in this world, and each religion has its own way of life. And these religions declare and decide a path to live the life in an orderly way. And this create more taste differences in different religions. Religious differences have an important effect on marketing because each religion seeks and desires different product to quench their thirst and wants needs. The male folk among the Muslims have a demand for stripped lungis and the women folk for pardas. And different religions have demand for different clothes. Say for example, Punjabis need turbans and South Indians need only lungis and cotton clothes. So based on the religions, it can be based that segmentation can be done for a better way, not to focus on religion but to know what exactly the people in that particular religion want so that the company can give that particular good which is demanded by them. The next base is on income. Income plays a major role in what way the individual is going to spend money on. Is he going to spend on him or is he going to spend towards his family matters a lot. Hence, income has to be seen for more prominent way. Income segmentation is used for automobiles, clothing, cosmetics, travel, financial services, etc. For example, not everyone buys BMW car, not everyone buys Benz car, not everyone buys Bugatti car. It is purely based on income. What is the level of income? On the base of that, the market is segmented. Only to that particular market, these luxury goods are served for business transactions. So the market can be easily targeted by the companies which are into luxury goods if only known that that particular market is having income. So income oriented market segmentation is possible for such business houses. The next base is occupation. Market segmentation is done also on the basis of occupation of consumers. There are different types of occupations prevailing in this world. There are professional occupations and non-professional occupations as well. For instance, we have doctors, engineers, we have lawyers, and each of these professionals and each of these occupation require different set of goods for them to practice their work, to practice their job. For instance, doctors may demand surgical equipment, lawyers may demand courts, etc. And the company should target such markets only if there is segmentation of such market they can focus well. The next way of targeting the market or market segmentation on socioeconomic segmentation is family size. A marketer launches different sizes of products in the market according to size of the family. There are different cultures across the world and different types of families prevail. In certain part of the world, people and number of people in a family would go to around 50 to 100, and in some part of the world the number of people in a family will be only 2. So the company should know what is the number of individuals in a family that live, and if it is known, the company can cater to the entire family in a easy way if market is segmented on the basis of family size. Hence, according to the size of the family, they can cater the goods and services. For example, shampoos and oils are available in 100 ml, 200 ml, 500 ml and 1 liter for families of larger size. The market can also be segmented on the basis of education, on the basis of education of that particular population set. Market for books may be divided as high school, plus 2, graduates and postgraduates. If there is an educated crowd, the market can be for books. If it is not a market for educated ones, then the company should design to suit the market. Hence, the base for marketing can also be education. The next base of segmentation is culture. The market is segmented on the basis of culture and values that prevail in the market and that society, and this comes from practice, and you cannot, being a company, cannot go against the culture of that particular society, which is a traditionally learned thing. If you are trying to hurt the culture, it cannot be accepted by that particular society and it will revolt against the products of your company. Hence, it is better to divide the market on the basis of culture as well, and you can target that particular market, which would help that market to get the benefits and needs satisfied your products of your company. And the next way of market segmentation in socioeconomic segmentation is social class. As we all know, the society all around the world is not so same or similar. Within the country itself, there are different types of social class people living. Normally, the society is divided into upper class, middle class, and lower class. If, if the company wants to divide the market, it can be based on this class of social and society as well. They can divide the market into upper class market, middle class market and lower class, so that they can cater well to suit what goods will be suitable for the lower class and what might be suitable for the upper class, and middle class are okay with anything whichever is given to them. The next type of segmentation or basis of segmentation is psychographic segmentation. It refers to grouping of people into homogeneous segments on the basis of psychological makeup, namely personality and lifestyle. What is this lifestyle and what is this personality? Lifestyle. A person's lifestyle is the pattern of living as expressed in the person's activities, interests, and opinions. They express their lifestyles through the products they use. For example, the lifestyle of a college student is different from that of an ordinary worker. Car, clothing, cosmetics, furniture, liquor, cigarettes, etc. are segmented by using lifestyle. Coming to personality, personality reflects a person's traits, attitude, and habits. It is in this background that a person is classified as active or passive, rational or impulsive, creative or conventional, introvert or extrovert. For example, Raymond's advertisement says, Raymond's the complete man. But in reality, it is for the upper class. That means personality exists only for the upper class, not for the lower class. Thus, personality speaks a lot, and personality can be used as a target for market segmentation. The next basis for market segmentation is behavioral segmentation. Behavioral segmentation is based on buyer behavior, that is, the way people behave during and after purchase of that particular product from the company, of that particular service from the company being availed. What are those? Let us see. Attitude comes first. Customers can be segmented on the basis of attitudes such as enthusiastic, positive, indifferent, negative, hostile, etc. Fashionable and latest products are used by enthusiastic customers or consumers. Liquor, cigarettes, etc. are used by negative consumers. The company should know whether that particular market has active or negative consumers, or is it having all enthusiastic consumers. If it is having enthusiastic customers, the profit is all for the company and marketing department. The next behavioral segmentation is on the base of product segmentation. The market segmentation is done on the basis of product characteristics that are capable of satisfying certain special needs of customers, like prestige products, automobiles, clothing, home furnishing; maturity products, example cigarettes, blades, etc. Status products, example most luxurious; anxiety products, example medicines, soaps, etc. Functional products, example fruits, vegetables, etc. So these are the base of product segmentation where a company can utilize. And the last we have under the behavioral segmentation known as occasion segmentation. This segmentation is for the demand for that particular product arises occasionally in the market in a year, in a given time period. According to occasions, buyers develop a need, purchase a product, or use a product. There can be two types of situations, like regular and special. For example, for regular use, women purchase cotton or polyester saris or churidars. For attending marriages or reception, special occasion, they buy silk saris, and people do not keep on buying silk sarees, and they keep buying cotton sarees more often. So the market should know what is the product that is occasionally bought and what is the product which is always being bought. So based on that, the company can segment the market into the base of occasions. Hence, we have studied all the types and basis for market segmentation. Thanks for listening.